What is a question you posted on AskReddit you really wanted to know but wasn't upvoted enough to be answered? Okay, this is a moment that will always bring tears to my eyes, from my taekwondo instructor years ago. Closest thing I have. So my brother and I joined together before our teen years, and when my brother was 16 he was in a life-altering car accident, from being in a coma to being told he may need both legs amputated to maybe only one leg, to legs will recover but he probably won't walk again. After just 3 months I returned home and resumed training while he was still in rehab. Anyway, he got sent home early and he wanted to surprise me by coming to class and picking me up. My instructor is in the middle of a pep talk when he notices me looking past him in awe. He turns and looks at the door, does a double take and just looks back at me all red-faced and with a huge genuine smile, looking like he too was about to cry, and said, "Sorry class, I have just been distracted by something incredible." My brother had walked in on crutches against all our expectations, but it was knowing that my instructor was so emotionally affected by this too, that made me cry. I had one high school teacher who wrote that my short story was good enough to be published. I don't know if it actually was, but it gave me a lot more confidence in my ability to write fiction and stuck with me. I also had an AP English teacher who was really tough. Every time we turned in a paper, we had to sit with her and walk through it line by line together, with her giving her notes. It improved my writing and critical thinking a lot, but it was anxiety-inducing, to say the least. During one of these sessions, she turned to tell me something and stopped in her tracks to say, "My goodness, your eyes are the most beautiful color. Just stunning. I have olive green eyes with brown at the center." Nothing that I ever thought was special, but this compliment caught me off guard. It was a human moment that, among others, as I got to know her, that made me realize that she was a teacher who genuinely cared and paid attention to every detail about us, from our choice of words to the color of our eyes. She was being tough on us because it was her job to make us better, not because she liked picking us apart. Looking back, she didn't have to meet with each student to go over our papers like that, but she made the time to do so. She was a really great teacher. Also, now, when I'm having a day where I'm getting down on myself for my appearance, I can hear the surprise and delight in her voice when she marveled at my eye color, and I think about what other ordinary things about me are beautiful to others. I also try to give the same kind of compliments to other people instead of keeping them to myself. Who knows who else needs to hear that? I was asking about what happened to people that were last online ___ years ago. This is a little cringy, but back when I was playing WoW in like 2004, I met this girl. She joined my vent and we used to play together every day. I was a little bit infatuated with her. We leveled up together from like 50 to 59. This was early days, so there were not that many high-level players at the time. She trusted me and, for a reason that I can't remember, gave me her login details. Suddenly, at level 59 she stopped logging in. After a few weeks, I thought I would be nice, log in, and complete getting her to LVL 60 so when she came back on, we could start playing again. When I logged into her account, I started getting a bunch of messages from dudes asking where she had been. Apparently I wasn't the only guy she had been questing with. I leveled her to 60 and would periodically send her gear in the mail to beef up her character, which I would log in and put on. I didn't want her to fall behind even though she hadn't logged in for a few months. A bunch of other guys were sending her stuff too. At one point before she disappeared, she had mentioned that I pronounced the word lobster funny. I found a lobster in-game and mailed it to her. After 30 days, the mail would be sent back to me. I would just send the lobster again and in another 30 days it would come back. I stopped logging into her account after she had been gone for a few months, but I mailed that damn lobster for a good 3 years before I quit playing. LOL. Sometimes I think people we connect with online can forget that it's a genuine connection between two people. Disappearing can hurt in the same way as if you knew the person outside of a game. Definitely, I had an online friend that committed suicide a couple of years ago who, in the month or so before he ended his life, started talking about how he had no friends, no one cared about him, etc. Even though there were about 10 of us who would always hang out together in chat rooms, and we even had our own Discord. There's a disconnect when you can't see the person messaging you, I think. Edit. Also, if anyone is feeling depressed and wants someone to talk to, I am always here. I don't care if you're reading this a day, a month, or a year after I posted this comment, I will always be happy to chat. Just drop me a PM anytime. I remember when I switched from Xbox 360 to PC back in 2009, I left most of my online friends on the platform and forgot to tell them I switched over. I logged back in 2013 and turned out one of my old friends happened to be online, and he also was looking for old friends online like I was. After a short talk, I heard he also switched over and played some of the games I do. We still play games to this day, with our most recent being Remnant, From the Ashes. It's pretty surreal thinking I met this guy over 10 years ago and we're still going strong to this day. Edit. Added some more lines to flesh out the story.